Could I have a resolution? Francis, I heard a little bit of an echo. Oh.
There we go.
Okay. Could I have a resolution, please? With the TNO, I am the mayor and people seated at the table are the councillors. Could I have one councillor, please, move the resolution to open the meeting? Thank you very much. Moved by Councillor Godin. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. The attendance sheet has gone around. Just a reminder that this meeting is being recorded on Facebook Live and will be available tomorrow on our website. Number 3, the déclaration d'utilisation de la langue de son choix. Je rappelle l'importance pour les membres du conseil régional et les autres participants à la séance de s'exprimer librement dans la langue de leur choix. Au besoin, il y aura la présence sur place d'une ressource de la MRC pour assurer une traduction. I'd like to reiterate the importance for regional council members and other participants in the sitting to express themselves freely in the language of their choice. If necessary, a resource of the MRC will be available to ensure translation. Number 4, the déclaration de la préfète, statement by the warden, the quorum. Nous sommes élus par les gens du Pontiac pour les représenter au meilleur de nos capacités. Ils s'attendent à ce que nous menions nos réunions d'une manière professionnelle. J'écouterai très attentivement les débats et les discussions de cette réunion, et si j'entends des paroles négatives ou des critiques à l'égard de quelqu'un d'autre, j'arrêterai la réunion et demanderai à cette personne de s'excuser. Si cette personne refuse de s'excuser, je lui demanderai de quitter la salle. Je vous remercie. We are elected by the people of Pontiac to represent them to the best of our ability. They expect us to conduct our meetings in a professional and businesslike manner. I will be listening very carefully to the debate and discussion in this meeting, and if I hear any words of negativity or criticism of anyone else, I will stop the meeting and ask that person to apologize. If the person refuses to apologize, I will ask them to leave the room. Thank you. Je vais maintenant demander à Monsieur Lafleur, DG adjoint, de lire un extrait du Code municipal du Québec, soit l'article 159. I will now turn to Mr. Lafleur, Assistant Director General, who will be reading an excerpt from the Municipal Code of Quebec, namely Section 159.
Le président du conseil maintient l'ordre et le décorum et décide les questions d'ordre sauf appel au conseil. Il peut ordonner l'expulsion de l'endroit où se tient une séance de conseil de toute personne qui en trouble l'ordre. This is Article 159 in regards to the quorum. The officer presiding over the sitting of the council maintains the order and the quorum and decides questions of order, saving appeal to the council. He or she may order that any person disturbing a sitting of the council be removed from the place where the sitting is happening.
Thank you. Number 5, the reading and adoption of the agenda for the TNO. I need a resolution from Councillor Cameron. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Number 6, are there any declarations of interest or conflict on this agenda? Seeing none. Number 7, could I have a resolution to adopt the minutes of the last sitting? Moved by Councillor Riviere. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Number 8, public question period. This is just for the TNO agenda. Number 9, finances. We'll ask anybody for 9.1 accounts paid.
For the TNO, we have accounts paid in the last month of $238,103.32. There was some road maintenance, a couple of bills, was to procure fondation and one to construction timber tech. So one for $22,000 and one was about $59,000. There's also all the waste management agreements with Otter Lake, Mansfield, and Michigan, so those were paid to those municipalities. The admin fees to the MRC, There was the purchase of the ATV that was approved last month. So, that, and then there's an accounts receivables for $11,898.50.
Thank you, Annie. Are there any comments or questions about that report? Okay, could I have someone move a resolution, please? Moved by Councillor Ranger. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 9.2, Budget TNO 2025 Summary. Annie Bindford.
Yes. So, well, as you can see here, the TNO budget for 2025, so the first part just shows where the revenues are coming from. There's projected revenues for 2025 of $1,019,289 versus $888,770 last year, and I'll explain the difference in a few minutes. So you can just see like from year to year, how the revenues are, the amounts that we get, it's pretty much the same percentages, from year to year. And then you can, and then the expenses is just to show like where the money's going, so you see the big part, the blue part, 69% of the money goes on to the maintenance of the road, which is the main thing in the TNO. And then you have the administration and expenses and public security, the waste management, and then the aménagement territoire and regional development. So just to give you a brief explanation on the numbers, so the taxation, the tax rate is going from 69 cents to 65, with the value that's gone to 32,269,100. So the total taxation would be $212,154. And there's the road maintenance that comes from all the taxpayers and the outfitters for about 106 or 107,000. We also have we have to pay for the air medic, and then that's recharged again on taxes, so that's 17,000. And the waste management, again, is something that's a service that is taxed for a total of $39,958. So, so that's a total of $376,422. Then we have the government funding for the public plan, and so we're getting a total of $118,000 there. We have licenses and permits for about 1,500, and road maintenance, we're gonna take 250,000 from the land use fund, which is from the leases. And there's contributions, other contributions for 9,000. And then 30,000 for total 30,000 for interest, so bank interest and arrears on taxes, and other revenue of 4,000. So it gives you a total revenues of $831,140. For the expenses, and that's where you'll see why it's higher this year. Not much change for administration, it's $178,205 total. That includes shares to the MRC, the administration fees for all the staff that works with it, and some training. But then there's shares for the assessment department, $8,730. Shares for the admin as well, $10,842. Public security, so here's where we have the SQ services for $25,011. And the aeromedics, that is one of the services that is charged, 17,100, and some overhead expenses of 3,175. Then there's some more, the shares for public security, fire safety, 1,671. Then there's the off-road interventions budget, 12,500, and shares for animal control, $830. Where the change, the main change is for 2025 is the road maintenance. So 2024, we had a budget of 498,000, and we're going to budget 700,000 for 2025, which is an increase of 200,000. So to do some more grading on the roads and some more improvements elsewhere. So so that should be very interesting. And then there's waste management, so all the garbage pickups, $39,958. Then the land use and development is just MRC shares and overhead for $20,935 there. A little bit of bank fees for $350. So that brings us to the total of expenses, which is the $1,019,389. We're planning to use $188,249 from the surplus of the TNO. The surplus is a bit larger than what it needs to be, so that's why it was decided to put more money into the roads and use a bit of the surplus for that.
Thank you very much. Any comments or questions? No, thank you. Thank you, Annie. 9.3. Pardon me, I will move the resolution, you're right. Moved by Councillor Donnie Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 9.3, expenses and revenues of the TNO for the year 2025.
Yeah, so this is it's the bylaw. So this is the bylaw to adopt the budget, so it has all of the text, the paragraphs, and then it has all of the numbers that I mentioned by department. So there's no change, it's still all the same as it was before, it's just the numbers that have changed.
But we need to vote separately on this. Okay, I have someone move this resolution, moved by Councillor Alain Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Thank you, Annie. Great job. Number 10, billing to municipalities served by the Sûreté Quebec Service. Julian Gagnon for resolution. Julian.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. This is as most of your municipalities have done over the last month, this is a resolution, it was proposed by the FQM to all municipalities for the FQM, Sûreté Quebec service charges. We would be simply approving this resolution for recommendation by the TNO Council.
Okay, thank you. Any comments or questions? Have someone please move this, moved by Councillor Cameron. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Thank you, Julian. And could I have someone move a resolution for the decision of the TNO, moved by Councillor Dolan. All of those, one who likes to close all meetings. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Thank you. So now we'll go on to our council affairs public meeting, December 18th. Could I have a resolution, please, to open the meeting? Moved by Mayor Portland. It goes by names. The Mayor of Portland, trustee member. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Number 2. Who's forgetful? Oh, recording of the sitting and Facebook Live, just another for information, to remind everyone, including our audience, that very sensitive system and the recording will be available on our website tomorrow. Number 3, I have recently read the Utilisation de la langue de son choix, and so the same applies for this meeting, as well as the Déclaration de la Préfète. Number 5, could I have, this is for information, just the reading and adoption of the agenda information. We not have to move it. Is that a resolution issue? Yes, we need a resolution. And we're going to be adding 2 items, 14.9 and 14.10, which are concerning the FRR1. So could I have, first of all,
I'm not allowed to do mine until 13.
I think that would be the best place.
15, you say?
Yes, 13.3, thank you. So the 2 FR1 items that we're adding to tonight's agenda, I need someone to move the resolution to add these to the existing agenda. Thank you, moved by Mayor Donnie Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed, and that as amended. All those in favor, moved by Mayor Donnie Van again. All those opposed, and it carries. Number 6, are there any declarations of interest or conflicts? Seeing none. Number 7, could I have someone move a resolution to adopt the minutes of the last sitting? Moved by Mayor Grant Orr. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Number 8, we have a great opportunity to recognize named Miss Ruby Ewan. And for health reasons, Ruby could not be here tonight, but Ruby is going to be a very special promotion of her art and appreciation. It was about a year and a half ago, Ruby sent to me an email of 36 panels with our landscapes of the Pontiac in the 4 seasons, and wondered if she could give this to MRC Pontiac as a gift. And so after quite a bit of time, through Sabrina Ayers, our culture person, we discovered that the best place to initially show these 36 panels would be at the arena in Shawville. So on December 27th, there's going to be an event to recognize Ruby Ewan, as well as to display her art. So right now, we're going to take a moment to have a look at some slides that it's called Sweet for a Hill. And she is from the municipality of Pontiac and generously has offered these to us. And the collection is 36 panels. These will be showcased on a rotating basis at the local arenas in Shawville, Fort Plunge, and Chapel, beginning in Shawville. And then following this, the panels will be distributed among all 18 municipalities to celebrate and share this inspiring artwork. So each municipal office will probably receive 2 of these panels. So it's really amazing. It's wonderful. And we're just so sorry that Ruby is not well enough to be here tonight. But I will continue to look at the pictures. There's some winter pictures and spring and summer. And then after the timing, has anyone got Phil? Do you have the hour that this is going to begin? 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
3 to 4. In the equity.
Okay, good. 3 till 4 on December 27th. And then it will be followed by skating, is that correct? Mayor Shawville?
There is skating. I don't know what time the skating is.
Okay,
If it's at the same time or if it starts at 4.
all right, well, we'll make sure it's on the MRC website. We'll get all the details, and as you say, it was in the equity, so that's great. And what I would like to do is just read this, and this plaque will be presented to Ruby on December 27th. Au nom du conseil des maires de la MRC, de notre équipe et de tous les citoyens du Pontiac, nous vous exprimons notre sincère gratitude pour votre généreux don de 36 peintures of oil, Sweet for a Hill is what it's called. On behalf of the MRC Council of Mayors, our team, and all the citizens of Pontiac, we extend our sincere gratitude for your generous donation of 36 oil panel paintings entitled Sweet for a Hill. Your contribution plays a vital role in uniting our municipalities and strengthening our community. Thank you for your dedication to enriching the cultural fabric of Pontiac. And we hadn't planned this in advance, but sort of spur of the moment, I recommend or propose that we move a resolution of support to Ruby Ewan. And perhaps that this be considered part of our Pontiac art collection, on a permanent basis. So would someone move that? Moved by Mayor Doris Ronche. All those in favor? And we will record it as unanimous. So I think even though she's not here tonight, she deserves a round of applause. Thank you. Now I will read the warden's report, which our November council meeting was actually later, so out of 3.5 weeks. I began this month going to Réunion with the Friends of Staff Hall for a meeting. The FQM from December 3rd to the 5th in Quebec City. Special meeting on the CPO was held there. And we were able to meet with the Ministry of Social Services about the fact that Service Quebec has created a regroupment, and Outaouais will now be linked with Temiskaming. So we were concerned about the implications. We've been reassured that we will still have the same number of offices. The FRR1, we had our selection of projects at the CPO. The investment committee, our CSI committee met, fire services, preparation for plenary, the advisory commission for revision of land and development plan, plenary meeting, SADC mingle and jingle, meeting with Sophie Chattel in Ottawa, the HR committee, a meeting that I attended Saturday morning up in Olathe, Kaywood, the multi-resource committee. Oh, and I was also up at Le Pays des Jonchins for their last council meeting. And then Connexion Picanov, a brief meeting, and then a meeting yesterday with Andre Fortin. Any questions about my report? On to number 10. Are there any announcements that any of the mayors would like to make? We're coming into perhaps a quieter time. A lot of the Christmas festivities have already taken place, but is there anything anyone would like to mention that's taking place? We'll start with you, Mayor Christine from Port One.
So let me get this right. I'm sorry. I'm just going to read off the announcement. We have a lot of public skating this month. Well, actually for the holidays, it starts on the 20th and then on the 27th, 28th and January 3rd. It's all free skating, these 3 dates, and it's sponsored by, the first one is sponsored by CNL, the second one is sponsored by Lec Bryson, the men's Lec Bryson, and the third one is sponsored by Home Hardware. And also on December 27th, there seems to be 2 skating dates, one in the morning and one in the evening.
Okay, thank you.
That's it.
That's great. Road Warden Sandra Armstrong.
Hi, Sandra Armstrong from Mansfield Festival des Lumières. That's the last shift. The festival is still open on the 20th and 21st, and then it's ending on the 27th and 28th. So everybody's welcome. There's a charge and missing charge. There's people there. We have a cafe downtown. There's available soup and show and everything. So everybody's welcome.
Okay, great, thank you. Anyone else with any announcements? Mayor Raymond Pilon?
Yeah, one announcement I have to make here. It's the Pontiac Legion are having a 60s, 70s rock and roll and some country night from 6 to 9 p.m. on December 21st.
Okay.
That's
And
it.
remember.
I'm a member.
Excellent.
I would
Thank you.
recommend everybody becomes a member.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Support your
Anyone
local
else?
league.
Yes, Mayor Alain Gagnon.
New Year's Eve party at the Lions Club. Of
Very
course, the
good.
31st of December, phone and get your tickets.
Okay, wonderful, thank you. Anyone else with any announcements?
Yeah, just one.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
The 31st
Mayor
of
Dalby Corriveau.
The 31st of December, the Brigade Hippopi have a New Eve party too. Yeah.
Oh,
Same time.
well, we'll be busy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mayor Donnie Gagnon.
Yeah, first one, December 27th, a 50-50 draw for residence mayor in Chapel. Takes place at George's Bar in Chichester. And on December the 28th, there's a dance at Harrington Hall. Kind of like a pre-New Year's, I guess. It's 8 till midnight, I think. And it's the Reg Partner Band
Oh,
I think he's from Water Lake.
Mhm.
Anyway, everybody's
Good.
welcome.
very good. Mayor Bill McCleary.
We have 3 public skating Sundays, 2:30 to 3:30, Tuesdays 4:30 to 5:30, and Saturdays 6 to 7 every week. Except they may be closed down a couple of days through the holidays. And these are all paid for by Lions Club, Rotary Club, Dairy Farmers. That's why we can do it for simple, so everybody's welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. Mayor Doris Ranchet.
I don't really have anything to report, but I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all the mayors around this table who have supported our project. I know, and we're always willing to support too, but it's really great and it feels good when you do a project and you get as much support as what we've got in the west part of the podcast. Thank you very much, everybody, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Merry
Doris. Thank you very much. Any other announcements to make? Mayor Corey Spence, Willows Valley Met.
Yeah, just like to announce that the St. Joseph charging station for electric vehicles is now open in St. Joseph, so if you're going across the 148 and stop by, you can get charged there. And I just got word that a green fuzzy figure wearing a slightly snug Santa suit was spotted scoping out Christmas gifts at the local pageant. The SP was notified, and if you cross this creature, I'd recommend to hold his hand and sway gently while singing "Where Are You Christmas?" side to side, okay? And if that happens, his heart will grow 2 sizes and you'll leave everybody alone.
Is this the Grinch?
Very good.
That's very nice. Thank you.
I feel pointed out.
The MRC building itself will be closed on December 24th, 25th, 26th, 31st, and then January 1st and 2nd. And I didn't make a note of the SAAQ. Is it the same thing? Okay, so again, the 24th, 25th, 26th next week, and then the 31st, 1st and 2nd of January. Okay, very, very good. Now we will come to our public question period, which will be 30 minutes long maximum. And so please put up your hand if you would like to speak. Okay, please come up. You haven't got the, maybe Francis, could you please swing the podium out a little bit to make it easier?
I'm fine here.
Okay, well, it's helpful if you're at the podium. I think gives you some place to put your papers.
Sure. All right, so,
Sydney Squiddy,
yeah,
Elena Kaywood.
Pro-Mayor
Okay.
David Kaywood.
Mhm.
So first off, I would like to extend, on behalf of the municipality of Aileen and Kaywood and the 370% evaluation task force, our thanks to you, Warden Bowler, as well as Pro-Mayor Zacharias and mayoral candidate Jennifer Quayle for your attendance on Saturday at our evaluation information session. Your presence and support are greatly appreciated. Secondly, I would like to ask why the resolution brought forward by Aileen and Kaywood's mayor, Carl Maye, to defer the vote of bylaw number 298/2024, the calculation of shares, to January, and have Charles Leput, the evaluation expert who started the evaluation department at this very MRC, present at the January plenary, was refused from being added to the agenda.
So the simple answer, it wasn't refused. It's going to be addressed instead with the item number 13.3.
Okay, so
That's the correct place to have it.
so the agenda is amended to add that.
We don't need to. Carl will be the first speaker and he will introduce his motion then.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome. Anyone else?
Sorry again.
Angela Giroux.
Angela Giroux, Aileen Kaywood. So I just want to say, I know many of you at the table probably don't enjoy it. We come month after month. To be honest, I don't really enjoy coming here month after month. However, I feel that I have to, right? So I just want to say tonight that There's going to be, we're asking for a delay in the presentation of a bylaw so that Charles can come in January, just to give him an opportunity to give the mayors more information. So I really hope that everyone's open to that, because it's been going on long enough that I just hope delaying it one more month so that you can get more information is something that we could align on. So hopefully that can be done, because I think you're gonna see it's gonna be very beneficial to have information from them.
Just on that note, many of the mayors watched the video and thought it was very good information.
And he explains it in a way, I think that even if you have no knowledge, like I'm saying, just a regular taxpayer, that most folks can understand. So I'm hoping that will be influential in the delay, because let's just be clear. Aileen and Kaywood asking for that bylaw to be delayed to January has absolutely nothing to do with us paying or not paying our shares. That's a completely separate item, so I just want to be clear on that.
That is well expressed, and I agree with you. I think those are separate issues. And regardless of however the vote goes, please know that we will still have the information meeting in January regardless, because this is a work in progress. We know that's the first time we are attempting a bylaw, and it is something that can always be changed.
Perfect,
Yeah,
thank you.
you're welcome. Are there any other,
I just really quickly, I just want to say thank you very much, Jane, for confirming that there will be an info session in January.
yes,
I think that
we can tell you for sure, we don't have to vote on that part.
Right, no,
We
thank you
decide-
very, very much. We
You're welcome.
appreciate that. As Angela said, the bylaw that will be voted on and decided on doesn't impact our shares. That's a
Okay.
past thing. It impacts municipalities going forward, right?
That's right.
We have subdivisions, same as Danvers, happening in Clarendon, happening in Litchfield. Let's stop this before your municipalities the next day in Taylor.
Okay, thank you. And one thing that I would like to say, just you've thanked me a couple of times, but I'm a little bit uncomfortable with that, because at the same time, people around this table have felt quite disrespected at some of our previous meetings. So I just need to reiterate that moving forward in 2025, including tonight, we are going to be operating under a new spirit of kindness, because only even when you're unhappy with something, there's still a nice way to express yourself. And there is a way of avoiding, making almost abusive comments about people. And just because I also would like to state that coming and maybe bullying a little bit is not going to, in the end, get the best result. The way that you have our mayor's cooperation is to be here with a spirit of collaboration, working together. We can hear you loud and clear, but each mayor has to also be thinking about their own municipalities as well. So I am the one that happened to go up to your 2 meetings, but we're all working and doing our best, and it's been quite a year. And we're all looking forward to a little bit of a break at Christmas and charge up our batteries and come back in January. Is there anyone else that would like to say anything? Oh, Isabel?
Yes.
Yes, please come up.
I was just hiding behind here.
Yeah. Isabel Cardinal,
Yeah.
EG of Eleni Kaywood.
One thing I find really unfortunate with this whole situation is that the MRC has been investing money and doing studies to encourage development in our MRC Pontiac. And I'm afraid that whatever's happening here is gonna scare some of these developers to come into Pontiac and develop, because I had some of the comments from the Dreamy Estate developers, and they feel like they're not welcome in Pontiac anymore. So I think this is something we need to keep into consideration, that we don't want to scare developers coming here. That's what we were hoping for, to have developers come and cut 100 lots in Aileen and Kaywood and Clarendon and Litchfield and so on, to bring ratepayers to this area. So I feel like this is something we collectively have to think about, how we address this situation, so we don't scare some of these developers to come into Pontiac.
Yeah, that's a good point, and at the same point, we need to also ensure that they are going to give us good benefit, you know. Carry out what they say they're going to do. Okay, perfect. Is there anyone else who would like to speak or ask a question? About anything else? Okay, well, that's the shortest question period we've had in quite a while. Okay, thank you. So we'll go on to general administration. 12.1, agreement for the property assessment mandate, FQMS, a resolution. Terry LaFleur.
Yes, thank you, Jane. So this is in regards to new contract for the FQMS. Our current contract expires on 31st of December 2024 this year. Deux objectifs qui ont guidé cette analyse, à savoir augmenter les compétences et l'autonomie du service interne d'évaluation de la MRC et assurer un meilleur contrôle sur la croissance des coûts du service d'évaluation. So we need a resolution to adopt, to accept their contract, and the contract would begin on January 1st, 2025, for a period of 4 years, plus an option extension for another 3 years. And as well, it's also proposed to authorize Ford Jane Color and Director General Clerk Treasurer Kim Lesage to sign the agreement with us.
Okay, thank you, Terry. Any comments or questions? Okay, would someone move this resolution, please? Mayor Raymond Phelan, all those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Oh, wait,
Question here, Jane.
question.
Is the fact that the staff fell behind on the evaluations and that the FQM people were brought in is part of the reason that it went haywire?
Oh, you mean with the evaluation, the assessment issue?
Yes.
Well, what I can say to that, Robert, is that it is true, we've had difficulty, it's a huge task, and at one point we did ask FQM, who offered these services to many MRCs, to sort of be able to help us with the evaluations and or the inspections, right? No, we have our inspectors and they do the evaluation part, yeah. So we had another company before, and when we needed to replace that company, we chose to go with FQM. And so when you talk about going haywire, you mean when we got behind with our assessments for a while, a couple of years ago?
Right, and it came up with this unfair evaluation.
Oh, that has nothing to do with FQM, but.
What does it have to do with it?
Oh, do you mean about the effect of the real estate market?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's exactly what we are, you know, discussing, the whole comparative factor and that sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah, but anyways, actually, we should talk about this with 13.3. What what Terry is describing was just our new contract, which we do need to continue with, because another point that I did make recently is that it's difficult to retain people. We have, you know, we have to hire people and then train them and retain them. It's a difficult job. So we hope to eventually build up our in-house team of inspectors who will go around and do the inspections. Do you have anything to add about why we're using FQM?
Yeah, because we need an evaluator, a certified appraiser, to be able to do the calculations and give us all the training so we can update our goals. So we don't have that service in-house. So we don't have any expertise to do that. We have people that work in the evaluation department along with the FQM, and know the FQM created the situation that came out of the LMOK with Chair.
Unrelated.
Unrelated.
Unrelated, yeah.
Did we
Yes, we did vote on it, and then Robert had his question. Okay, 12.2. The adoption of Reglement 303-2025, which is our bylaw for the assemblies or the meetings of the MRC Pontiac for the year 2025 resolution. Terry.
Yeah, this is just the bylaw that we have to pass every year. Basically says that we will be holding our ordinary meetings, council meetings here at this location at 6:30 on Wednesdays. The resolution for the calendar is actually up next, so this is just a bylaw to this effect.
Okay. Yes, who will move this? Moved by Mayor Ed Walsh. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Thank you. 12.3 calendar. Is this another?
This is the calendar for that last, the adopted bylaw we just had. So it's basically when the plenaries are, all the dates, starting at 9 o'clock and at this
So we
location.
need to vote separately on this?
It's just
Okay.
a resolution to adopt this,
That's-
yeah,
Very good.
which will be sent to everyone.
Okay, moved by Pro Warden Sandra Armstrong. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 12.4, notice of motion and draft bylaw 300-2024 elections remuneration payable for the election staff. Terry LaFleur.
Yeah.
Notice of motion.
Sorry, yeah, we need a notice of motion from someone to update our bylaw for remuneration for staff during the election year, which is of course upcoming. Everything is so we're just adjusting so that they're fairer and more up to date with the rest of the MRCs in the areas.
Okay, who would like to take carriage of that? Mayor Donovan. Okay, 12.5, sale for taxes, portage de four resolution. Terry.
So this result, no, I'm sorry, so basically. What do we got here? It is proposed and resolved, I'm just gonna read this to authorize Representative Lonnie of the Emerson Pontiac, Kim Savage. Director General, Mr. Terry Clare, Assistant Director General, and or Ms. Jane Collar, Warden to sign a contract prepared by Nancy Sumanen, notary in the movable designated in lots 3,350,597. Cadastre for that.
Okay, thank you very much. Moved by Mayor Doris Ronche. All those in favor? Opposed, and it carries. 12.6, the signing authority of Terry LaFleur, resolution. Any line for?
This one here is to authorize the DGA Terry LaFleur to sign the need for head documents for.
Have someone move that? Moved by Mayor Colleen Riviere. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Finances 13.1, financial report, resolution and line for.
Okay, so this is for the MRC for the last month. There was accounts receivable at $1,357,186. That there's $720,587 that is for the loans. The delinquent accounts payables of $197,222.10. Which includes the bill of both a few bills, I guess, of 33,000 total, which as you mentioned earlier for the inspections for the evaluation. The amount payable to the SUM for monthly amounts for 11,582.
What could that be? Oh my goodness, what could that mean? I hear, is the door locked?
Down the chimney.
Santa, we've been very concerned about the mail strike, and we know that with you here tonight, we're going to be in great hands. Because each of these mayors have a wish for their municipality. So tonight, we thought it best that you wouldn't be asking like you did last year, whether they were naughty or nice, because I'm sure that hasn't changed. But, we're going to begin, we want you to listen with full attention, and we've also brought donations for, I think you take it to book Pontiac, is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay, did you want to say a few words first?
Well, first of all, I'm very happy to be with you. Je suis très heureux d'être avec vous ce soir. Je vous remercie beaucoup de prendre un instant pour nous accueillir. C'est toujours une joie d'être là. Tout au long de la saison, depuis 2 mois, since the last 2 months, Mrs. Strauss and myself, we've been everywhere through Pontiac, trying to bring joy and happiness to the children. Alors, tout au long des 2 derniers mois, Mrs. Strauss et moi-même, Santa Normand, on s'est partagé à travers tout le Pontiac pour essayer d'apporter la joie et le bonheur aux enfants, star in their eyes, une étoile dans leurs yeux, et un moment où les parents ne penseraient plus à rien d'autre que de voir leurs enfants heureux. And a moment where parents wouldn't think to anything else to see besides seeing their children happy. Besides that, would you like to add something?
On a été faire notre formation au Michigan, justement, pour être capable d'amener le plus possible, avoir le plus d'idées possibles, puis aller chercher la plus grande clientèle possible pour amener un Noël à tous les enfants, pour montrer à tous les enfants combien le Père Noël les aime, peu importe l'âge, peu importe quoi. Le Père Noël aime tous les enfants. Puis nous, on a été au Michigan pour aller chercher des formations pour savoir comment travailler avec des enfants à besoins spéciaux aussi. Et ça, je remercie énormément l'École du Père Noël. Ça aurait pas été mon mari, je n'aurais jamais su que ça existait. Alors, je suis entièrement contente d'avoir fait ça. Pour amener ça dans notre région, amener un Père Noël professionnel dans notre région, nos enfants.
Le Charles de Louisville Howard Sunday School est considéré comme le Harvard des écoles de Père Noël. C'est la sommité mondiale des écoles de Père Noël. Il y a une formation par année au mois d'octobre. C'était un rêve pour moi d'y aller. Et nous avons pu y aller cette année. On a été partis 5 jours. Est-ce que tout le monde parle français?
Actually, not bilingue.
Okay.
Peut-être good anglais?
Yeah, sure. So the Charles W. Howard is the Harvard of Santa Claus School. They have the classes only once a year in October. It was a dream for us to be able to go at least once in our life to that top school to learn even more how to bring happiness and joy to the children, to know even better how to answer all those hard questions. We had sign language, we had children's psychology, we had how to deal with autism children and other children who got special needs. Of course, we talked about historic and everything like that, but we came
But we
back.
sang a lot of Christmas songs as well.
Yeah, we were same too. So yeah, but besides that, we came back here with our hearts, I believe.
Filled with love.
Yeah,
Christmas
with
love.
with projects, with Christmas magic, and that we're trying to share to all the children.
Well, we're very fortunate to have a Pontiac Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus.
Well, we would love to be able to share it all over the region as much as possible. And that's it in your hands to decide where we'll be.
So now I'm going to pass this, each of the mayors took the time to think about their wish and they're each going to tell you. So if you don't mind, please announce each of your municipalities. It's nice. It's your wish. Allumet.
Please, Allumet would like the MPQ to keep their promise to do this work.
Okay. Elena Kaywood.
We'd like to have our more money to help pay bills and stuff.
Litchfield.
Municipality of Litchfield would like for you to wish a Merry Christmas and a healthy and happy New Year to all the residents in Litchfield, and maybe a new truck, or not a truck, actually a tractor in the back that would be. A tractor.
Perfect. And, Otter Lake?
Municipality of Otter Lake, we're working on getting a roof over our skating rink, so to extend our skating season. As well as the summertime when it rains and so on, so we hope to complete that project soon.
Brayson, on aurait besoin d'un nouveau gros camion d'incendie.
So for Canada's Bay, health and happiness for everyone, eh? Number one thing is health and lots of money to do our projects for the municipality.
Happy Prochain, help for everybody and also get together and money also.
We're pretty fortunate in
Shawville?
Shawville, but we would like a lot of max win because money doesn't solve everything, but it solves a lot of things. But more important is everybody stays healthy.
Mansfield?
Santé et choix pour les résidents de Mansfield et Pontefract et aussi de l'argent pour nos projets. Sorry.
Pour Avalanche?
Avalanche, la même chose, santé et joie pour tout le monde. Mais j'aimerais ça avoir des nouveaux chemins et un camion à feu.
Walton?
Want shorter plenaries.
Thorn?
Ice for the rink.
Ice for the rink. It's an outdoor rink. Clarendon?
Yeah, for Clarendon, our wish is to either renovate or have a new municipal hall. The girls in the office are getting tired of wrestling with the mice in the kitchen. Bed and stuff like that, so we're in dire needs of some DLC.
Bristol?
Health and happiness for our MRC and a new pier would be nice.
Let's see, Trail de Grand Calumet?
Je voudrais avoir un petit peu de froid pour qu'on peut faire de la glace, notre autre pour les enfants, pour qu'ils peuvent patiner. Puis un petit peu d'argent pour pas de temps non plus, pour compléter les projets. Merry Christmas.
Portage de Port?
We'd like money to finish the renovations in the upstairs of the town hall and a chairlift.
Shebra?
Sure, the list was long, but I cut it down. We'd like to double the tech grant. When we say tech grant, we mean road grant. Double the tech grant so we'd have better roads. And a backhoe would be great, the guys would love it. And good health and happiness for 2025.
And finally, Chichester.
Chichester, complete our waterfront project, health and happiness to everyone.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
That is great.
Wonderful project, but you have to remember one thing, Santa Magic is only with kites. And North.
Oh, my guys, I would love that.
Or in your bathtub, that is possible. For money, maybe someone else in the red could help you.
As long as I win those draws. Anyways, we, some of the mayors brought non-perishable food, some have brought money, and so, have you put it all in one place, everybody? Over there.
Like to, you, a little candy cane.
Oh, wonderful. I think it's a magic candy thing. That's as cool as on here. Okay, oh, and a business card. Sophisticated, entrepreneurs and.
The key word is believe.
Believe, yes, of course. Where's that red satin blouse? That's amazing. Yes.
Anybody else?
Yeah, they find out.
Kids are the better, put them in your freezer and you put them on them.
Oh.
I saw, I
Merci. Merci.
Merci.
Okay, do we go ahead?
Okay, in the meantime, we'll with our meeting. Okay, so the next item is 13.2. Authorization and signature, again, for. Account. Right? Oh, we haven't finished yet.
No.
Annie?
Yeah, I was just
Sorry, yeah, Danny got, that's right. Go ahead.
So the next one was the accounts paid in the last month were $206,625.57. There was a bill taken with their construction, so there was surfacing, which was on part of the PPA, $91,506. There was a FR2 to the municipality of our lake. We saw the Sunday annual work, $500 for student bursaries. We paid $34,000 to the CPO, the annual amount. And there was hydro bills, phone bills, about it. And travel expenses for council in the last month, $1,904.56.
Thank you. Thank you. Any comments or questions on that report? Okay, seeing none, could I have someone with the resolution to the financial report moved by Mayor Alain Gagnon? All those in favor, opposed, and that carries.
I met Santa outside and gave him a very Merry Christmas.
Good. 13.2. Signing authority, Mr. Leclerc, names Arnett and Council resolution and going for.
And so this one is, again, a resolution to authorize, the DP here, the clerk, the clinic to sign checks and everything related to our, all the bank accounts for the MRC. And, the other, signatories that were already, had already been nominated in the past years are still going to be there. So the warden, Jane Collar, Director General Kim Visage, Travis Sada, Director, and Director to Lodgings and staff.
Thank you. Any comments or questions? To have someone move the resolution moved by Mayor Lynn Cameron. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Okay, now we come to. Who has not got a candy cane? Or this card.
Sorry.
You didn't get yours, or you were
Busy.
Oh, we were busy, okay. The little green elf down at the end of the table.
You got Sandy.
Okay, Sandy's got yours. Well, merci beaucoup. Joya Novell, thank you very much for coming. And get us in the Christmas spirit. That's what you do. And to pass on all the things. If we would like, yes, it's all those things. Does anyone need their bags back? No. Okay. Santa, you can just take those bags if that makes it easier than putting it all in your little sack there.
I will go to.
To go Pontiac. Wonderful.
Well, I want to thank you all, je veux vous remercier beaucoup du fond du cœur pour votre générosité, pour vos confiance. Demain, à peu près 3 heures, je vais aller leur mener. Je vais contacter Kim demain matin pour prendre rendez-vous avec elle pour pouvoir les mener le plus tôt possible. Encore une fois, merci au nom de tous ceux qui ont le plus souvent besoin. C'est une cause qui me tient à cœur. C'est sûr que pour Noël, tout le monde peut savoir un bon rôle.
So be safe and healthy and look after all of our children in the Pontiac.
Well,
I'm sure they will all, no one will be disappointed.
we're trying to be everywhere.
Yes.
This year, we were supposed to do the parade, but at the last minute, they called us.
Well,
to
the
say,
one, yeah, wasn't in the cancel that.
They canceled us.
That's okay, we're sorry to apologize.
Oh,
Make
no problem.
Make it
Not a problem, don't worry about that. You're here tonight, so thank you very much.
See you later, everyone. Have a great evening.
Okay.
Yeah, very good. Here.
Very good.
I heard about him.
The next.
Oh, thank you, Julie. Okay, had a little bit of feedback from one of our viewers. There's apparently a lot of whispering, so. One speaker at a time. 13.3, this is our item about the bylaw 298-2024 calculation of shares adoption. And before we begin, I think I will pass the floor to our mayor from Elaine Haywood, who has a motion of deferral that he would like to read.
The mayor, I'd like to delay the vote of the bylaw concerning calculation of municipal shares. Whereas the bylaw regarding the calculations of municipal shares were tabled last month at the MRC meeting, whereas the municipality held an information session regarding the evaluation process, during which Mr. Charles Laporte, the evaluator, presented valuable insight on facts about the current evaluation process and the comparative factors. The information provided at the session warrant further consideration and discussion among the mayors. Where it was requested on Saturday that Warden Jane Toller invite Mr. Charles Laporte to make a presentation of the mayor at a budget meeting in January to provide additional clarification on the matter. To vote on the bylaw concerning the calculation, the municipal share be delayed by a month. The information provided, Warden Toller extended an invitation to Mr. Charles Laporte to present his findings and insights on the mayor at a January budget meeting. Posed by me, validating.
Okay, you're close by phone here. We are, any comments or questions of your mayor? Okay, so what is on the table right now is to vote on a deferral and of our proposed bylaw. Okay, so all those in favor of the deferral. So vote to defer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, thank you. And then to vote against the deferral. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that adds up to 17.
We didn't see Lucy.
Who did not, Remy? Oh, Lucy, which way are you voting?
Second one.
The second one, okay, so that would be 13, thank you. Okay, so unfortunately, the deferral fails. So now we will, but just to reiterate, we are still doing the information meeting, and to reiterate again, that this bylaw, if we see fit to make changes to it, changes can be made to it in 2025. Okay, will you now present the bylaw, the resolution?
Right here.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So this is bylaw number 298-2024. Prévoyant à la répartition des quotes-parts découlant des prévisions budgétaires annuelles de la MRC Pontiac. So this is the same bylaw in essence that you were presented or passed in notice of motion with in November. The municipal shares are distributed on a base distributed based on the following criteria: property values of 50%, and the standardized property value of 50%. Payment, it goes on to describe payment terms of shares, a third of the amount due April 1st, a third of the amount due July 1st, and remaining amount due September 1st. Now there's a slight alteration that did not change the object of the bylaw. That was presented to you at the plenary meeting, and this is in Article 6 in regards to interest. And the addition was interest will also be charged on any amount of shares due in 2024, but not paid by January 1st, 2025. And Article 7 coming into force, it will take effect on January 1st, 2025, except for Article 6, which will take effect on the date coming into force with this bylaw. And this bylaw replaces and repeals all previous bylaws related to the same subject. So that is the bylaw in front of you.
Okay, are there any comments or questions? Okay, then who will move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Raymond Pilon. All those in favor? Put up your hands, please. Thank you. Opposed? Okay, thank you. So that bylaw carries. We're saying 15-3 vote. Okay. 14, economic development, 14.1. Shawville Clarendon reallocating funds for the municipality of Clarendon to the Shawville and District Recreation Association. Resolution, Terry?
Yes, so this was a request from the council of Clarendon, the municipality of Clarendon. You want me to wait until this?
Okay, then take a little break. Just share that with them. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So this is a reallocating of funds from the municipality of Clarendon to the Shawville and District Recreation Association. So this is FRR 4, which was allotted to Clarendon to do. They were going to do a project and unfortunately could not. They requested to pass the $100,000 that was allotted to the municipality to the Shawville Clarendon, Shawville District Recreation Association. Oh. Petition and start declaring and that's the resolution.
Wonderful. Who would like to move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Brad Walsh. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 14.2, Investment Committee Recommendations, Resolution Terry.
Yes, this is not the last time you're gonna hear from me, so, the investment committee has, recommended that we, give an extension to,
A business.
business, thank you. And Chavo, just for their loan that they have, they are currently working on it, still working on it, and actively working on it, so the recommendation is go ahead.
Was approved at the investment.
Okay, so what was it?
Okay, resolution moved by Pro Warden Sandra Armstrong. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 14.3, modification au décret 760-97 concernant la proclamation des journées nationales de la culture au Québec. Resolution Terry.
Yep, so this is in regards to, a resolution passed by the Valley Baguette New. In October, requesting that the government, basically, extend a cultural day in September to a cultural month, in September, which was done during COVID and had to great success. So the request is basically to support their resolution to request that they move to cultural month this.
Just for Dolly Go Government.
No, they're the ones who are proposing it, but for all of them.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Interesting. Any comments or questions? Do I have someone move the resolution? Moved by Pro Warden Sandra Armstrong. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 14.4, renewal of the Cultural Development Agreement 2025, 2026, 2027. Resolution Terry.
Yeah, so, the MCC, so Ministère de la Culture de Communication, have shared our cultural development agreement with the MRC Pontiac territory since 2005. And we are looking at extending them, of course, for 25, 26, and 27. It's further moved to mandate the community development coordinator, Sabrina Harris, proceed with the negotiations and management of it.
Very good. Any comments or questions? Okay, someone move this, please. Resolution moved by Mayor Brent Orr. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 14.5, funding for cultural projects following the call for resolution.
Yes, so there's a recommendation from the cultural committee to support, 5 different projects that we received. Requests from Pontiac Community Players Association, an evening with histories for $5,000, phase 2. The archive setup, the Patrimoine Chimbro Archives for $5,000. Creation of the Denouan River Art for Wilderness Exhibition, for $5,000, creation of the reading workshops with crafts at the Municipality of Midlands Field, and an intergenerational square dancing with the Shovel 4-H Club, by the Shovel 4-H Club for $5,000 as well.
Very good. Any comments or questions? Who will move this resolution? Oh, Robert, question.
Since I was on that committee.
Yeah.
Does that mean a conflict of interest?
No,
Okay. Great.
because you're not personally benefiting.
A little bit. Fine.
I'd say you made some good decisions. Okay, so moved by Mayor Ed Walsh. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 14.6, financial assistance for the creation of a women's hockey team. Resolution, Terry.
Yes, so the Pontiac MRC and Executive Culture, wait a second, I'm not the wrong one. So, yeah, I got it. Just reading wrong. Nous avons reçu une demande d'aide financière pour la création d'une équipe de hockey féminine à Port-Blanche de la part de l'OBNL, Centre de loisirs des Draveurs Century 21 Québec. So to date, they have 18 players that are signed up for it. And they're looking for support of financial support of $2,000 to basically hire a trainer, so that he can help, or they can help the players signed up and compete.
Very good. Any comments or questions? Put your hand up because you want to be on the team, Colin? No. Okay, moved by Mayor Lagardère. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries.
There's also an article in today's actually about that.
Yes.
Or Tuesday to get it.
Online.
14.7
Online.
grants,
Yes.
municipalities, winter activities, resolution Terry.
Yes, considering the initiatives under the Vision 2030 action plan and sports and recreation to continuously increase the number of sports and recreation programs offered in the considering the municipalities will use these funds to organize winter activities. It is available right now, basically. We talked about this a couple weeks ago and
We have till January 9th.
January, yes, so we
Okay.
already have a few inquiries submitted. We're waiting to approve this and
The early bird gets the worm.
there you go.
Any comments or questions? Who would like to move this? Moved by Mayor Robin Zacharias. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 14.8, the Nikki. Programme appui aux collectivités ministère de l'immigration, de la francisation, de l'intégration. Resolution Terry Fluffler.
You said
Easier to just say VP.
So basically, this dates back a couple of months, we applied for a grant for 75, it ends up being $75,000, our share is 25. To basically start up a program to integrate immigrants into the French language and culture. And so now it's, we need to appoint someone, which we have here as Shell the economic development officer, to be responsible for the management of the steps concerning the agreement signed with the new people.
Great. I think eventually she's looking for a few mayors to.
Yes, we are starting the committee in
Let's
January.
make it choose in January, sure. Who would like to move this resolution? Anyone who hasn't moved the resolution? Oh, Mayor Corey Spence. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. 15, public safety, Julian Gagnon. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
How are you? I just had to say, I
14.9.
haven't talked to you in a long time.
Additions. Go ahead, Terry.
Yeah, okay, good, sorry. So basically, it's a signature, signing authority given to myself for both the FR1, Sustainable Housing Development Strategy. That's the first one, and they're both.
Okay, so someone move the resolution on the housing strategy, moved by Marilyn Cameron. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. 14.10.
Yeah, is signing authority on FR1 component, selling rural lifestyle.
Could we have someone with that? Mayor Donnie Gagnon. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Public safety, 15.1, resolution, Julian Gagnon. Amendment, resolution CM 2024-925, participation in the flood adaptation plan project.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're not adapting to flood, so.
Oh,
Okay.
this is concerning a resolution that was adopted a couple months ago here at this table. It is a committee comprised of MRC employees, some municipal employees, the municipal affairs office, or the bureaus, whatever it is, that they call it, and they created a committee to work on flood adaptation works to be completed within the municipalities over a 2-year span. And this resolution for our participation was adopted 2 months ago. Since then, there was a change to the process. The money or the financing for this committee as given or to be paid for by the MAMASH was to be sent directly to the CDO, but for various reasons, there are a few loopholes to jump through and we had to correct. And therefore, the money will be allocated to the MRC to be CDO directly. And this will also allow us to go out and get a grant from the FCM to go get some extra funding to have a little bit more money to work with. There's a $70,000 envelope that can be given for a total of $120,000 in this project at no cost to the MRC. So for this reasons, we need to readopt or at least amend this resolution to indicate that the MRC will now be the responsible party for paying the CDO for this project, and that we are applying for a grant through the FCM for this grant process. Essentially just amending the two whereases and adding resolve, it is resolved that we send this information to the members.
Okay, very good. Any comments or questions? Moved by Pro Warden Sandra Armstrong. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. And then finally, the last piece of business for 2024-15-21 amendment res. Oh, that was just what we did. Oh, unbelievable. All right, thank you, Julian. Thank you, everybody. Miscellaneous, is there anything under miscellaneous? Is that right? Or is it? Anyone like to add anything under miscellaneous? No. All right.
America.
I have a resolution to close the last meeting of 2024. And it goes to Odette, Mayor, welcome, all those in favor. And it's unanimous, opposed. Thank you, everybody. Hope everyone has a good rest and Merry Christmas to everyone.